The first hand surgery, he had broken his had actually shattered his scaphoid in his wrist, and it was a very painful surgery, and he came home on Oxycontin. And it would just seem to be an overly strong medication for the amount of pain that he had. It was kind of a short-lived pain. It wasn't prolonged. He was in a cast. Second surgery, which was about 4 months later, they had to go in and redo some of the work that they did. And again, when we went in to see the doctor, I said, listen, can we not put him on that Oxycontin this time? That, I just think, I was concerned that there might have been a problem starting. And the doctor basically said, he's 18 years old, and this is the norm, this is what we prescribe, and this is what I see as appropriate, so I'm sorry, but we'll probably end up prescribing that. He came home with it, and...
Do you feel bitter about that?
Do I feel bitter? I feel angry that our doctors were not better educated about Oxycontin and its potency. From all that I've understood since then, it was not meant for this kind of pain. It was really meant for that high-level, excruciating, life-ending type of pain. I think probably my son was blown away by the fact that this wasn't something he could just do now and again, that this had got him, and that there was no way of undoing what had been done. Whether it was a combination of the surgeries and just his chemical makeup and how his body reacted to the Oxycontin, and then to the point where, you know, I should be able to not have these anymore, and I can't not have these anymore, and not knowing where to turn. Nobody tells you. I mean, the doctor didn't sit him down and say, listen, these things could be highly addictive. When it's time to wean you off, there's a process. There was none of that. There was none of that. So when we figured out how severe the problem was, for a while he hid it. I didn't know how severe the problem was until I found the syringes. And who knew? I did not know that Oxycontin, once you're hooked to that the end of the road is heroin. Nobody knew that. I certainly didn't.
Yeah.
You know what marijuana use looks like. You know what the effects of alcohol look like. But we're not educated into what opioid abuse looks like. You don't know. You have absolutely no idea. And the fact is that many people can be on opioids and function in life. So there's that kind of layer, veneer of the unknown. It's like they're functioning, they're okay. And one of the things I'm finding is this isn't a bunch of teenagers partying. These are most of these people that are getting addicted or having problems. A lot of them it's because of surgeries. And you're talking in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50-year-olds. And this has become an epidemic because a medication was given that probably never should have been given. Don't live in denial for any length of time. Don't think, oh, this is just a phase. Investigate. Absolutely investigate what is going on. Don't feel like because your adult son or daughter is living in your house that you can't invade their privacy, that you can't go into their bedroom, that you can't start looking, because quite frankly, you could be saving their life by doing that. The addict itself has its own stigma that they deal with, and the parent has its stigma that they end up dealing with, and you can't let it bother you. You cannot let it bother you. You can't worry about what your neighbors are going to think. My neighbors wanted to run us out of the neighborhood, and you can't let it bother you. Realize you're not alone, and don't hide. Don't carry shame, because by doing that and not being counted, so to speak, as another family who has gone through this, it almost like limits the ability and the noise level that is now attracting enough attention that the governor has now said this is an epidemic. If there weren't moms like Joanne Peterson, like me, like some of the other moms who have said, enough, we got to do something about this, the more people that don't live in the shadows over this, don't feel shame over this. This is truly just another disease like diabetes, like heart condition. This is your son or daughter, your husband, your uncle, your brother's body's reaction to these opioid drugs that are out there. And there is help, and don't live in shame over it.